welcome to New Orleans Home Search. I am your host, Jewel Bakewell with Crown Jewel Realty. I'm so excited to be back. We took last month off, but we're back this month, and we have some major things going on. We have the investment seminar. So today, I thought it would be a good chance to bring on Mr. Corey Scott. He is a builder and he will be speaking at our investment seminar. And I wanted to have a chance to speak with him before then to let you guys know what you're in store for. So, hi, Corey. Thank you for joining.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So, I'm really excited about having you on because I know some people can't make investment seminar, but I want to encourage everyone to make it. Right now, we're hearing a lot of scary things in the news about a recession, about the market, about just the state that we're in right now. So it will be really good for you to try and make it to this investment seminar, to invest in our city, to invest in yourself. So Corey and I are going to just share some tidbits to lead you on today. So, Corey, I want you
Yes,
to tell
ma'am.
everyone who you are and what it is that you do.
Um, well, I'm Corey Scott. I do investments. I build property. I hold property, which means I just rent it out. I also was the owner of the Creed Group of Louisiana. It was a mental health substance abuse clinic. I recently sold it 2 weeks ago. So now I'm just fully into real estate. That's it.
Well, congratulations on selling your business.
Thank you.
And congratulations on coming on board to real estate full
Well, I'm
time.
not coming on board. I've been on board.
Full
So yeah, full time.
You in it now. You in
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
in
yeah.
it. So, okay, so I want to talk about some projects that you worked on in the past, right? How
hmm
what got you into investing in real estate? Let's talk about, what project really made you want to get into real estate and stick with doing this.
So I got into real estate once I was I want to say in my early 20s. I had got a 20. No, I'm sorry, it was a 33 unit apartment complex that I purchased, which I didn't believe I could do, but I did it. And once I did it, I renovated the entire property, and I added a laundry facility. And then after 1 year, I just say, you know what, I don't want it anymore. I just want to see if I can sell it and if I get more money for what I sold it for, bought it for, and it worked out. And once it worked out, I kind of fell in love with that process and just the beauty of building something and creating and having a vision. And then once it's sold, the new owner, they're excited and they're happy, they're ready to go, and just seeing the joy of things like that.
So, all right, let's talk about this 36 unit apartment,
33.
33 unit apartment.
Yes.
So, out of this unit, your tenants pay rent. Did you use a property manager or did you manage this property yourself?
No. So I use a property manager. When I first purchased it, I thought I was gonna just, because I was young, of course, I didn't have any experience in it. I just dove straight into it. So I thought I'd just collect the rent, pay the mortgage, and pay the light or pay the water bill, and that's it. But like I want to say, within the first day of me purchasing it, I had a few phone calls about a water leak or this and that. So I said, hold up. I need a property manager. So that was the best investment I made because she actually handled everything. I didn't have to worry about anything. I just watched the process of development, which I really love because I'm also a state licensed electrician. So I love to watch that part too. So that
Nice.
was it.
So, okay, so you have the property manager, and your property manager pretty much took care of all that.
Yes, yes, yes.
What's some other things you mentioned you didn't know you would need that going into it? What are some other things you can think of going into that property process that you didn't consider?
Well, I didn't consider how much maintenance I would have to do it in a upfront of taking over a property that's already existing. So, that was a eye opener for me. So I learned a lot from that. Basically, that if I purchase a property and I'm about to basically renovate it, I want to really honestly, I'm gonna either change out all the plumbing work or blow out all the lines, and just make sure it's a fresh start, because you don't know what's inside the walls, you don't know what's under the ground, anything like that. So that's one of the things I learned, and that I stick to this day.
So during the initial investment, you already account for replacing all the major components.
Yes, yes, yes. Now I do.
Nice. So, in addition, and this is something else I talk to investors about, because they look at the rent, and like you said, you thought, hey, I'll be paying this rent and I'll be paying this water bill, and that's it. And now I'm making all this money in return, but not considering their repairs that may need to be made, or hurricanes
Deposits,
that can happen. You
deposits
might,
for the water bill and light bills, deposits on vacant units and stuff like that. Yeah, I ain't consider that.
yeah, also, right, vacancy rate. So, what happens when your property is vacant in between? So, what would you say is a good kind of cushion if you're thinking about investing in a property that size, to say, okay, I'm gonna put this amount on the side for incidents?
So honestly, a good cushion honestly is like always 6 months. 6 months of the water bill, 6 months of light bills if you have a light bill to pay. Just depend on the tenants. 6 months of the mortgage. Because you never know what could happen, and also, of course, you have to have insurance. That's one of the things you have to have, and you want to make sure you have renter's insurance, where if your property, say a Ida or a flood or anything happens, and you have to evacuate. Well, everybody have to evacuate, and you lose all your tenants because of the flood or a hurricane or tornado damage or whatever. You still get your rent from the insurance company. They still pay you that while it's under construction, so you still be getting paid.
Yeah, that's important, the loss of use,
Yeah,
because you need that. The bill still will be due, even though the rents aren't getting paid. So that's
right,
a big thing from the landlord perspective that I think a lot of people don't realize, because we're used to having that tenant mindset, um,
right, right,
and
right,
not really considering that.
right. Absolutely.
And then something else that you pointed out was that you had a laundry facility within your apartment
Yeah.
complex. So let's talk about that.
Well, when I first got on the property, I'm anything I ever do, any business I ever own, I'm always looking to try to use every space, every inch of the building, every inch of the lot, whatever. I want to try to use as much as I can. And so when I got there, I saw a storage facility that they had on a property, and it was a nice size storage facility. For whatever reason, they used to store stuff in there. It wasn't a maintenance man that stayed there, and I always visioned that it was 33 units, but if we redid all the units and basically cleaned it up and fixed up everything and put new pipes and plumbing and stuff like that, I wouldn't have as many phone calls about issues. You'll have your little stops and stop ups and here and there, but it wouldn't be as bad as having to go behind something that you don't know what's going on. So once I saw this area, I immediately thought, hey, they don't have nowhere to wash their clothes. Everybody need to wash their clothes, so why not put a coin operated laundry facility here and make a little extra money? Uh, just cause. And so I did that, and honestly, for the 33 units, it was actually a real good thing, because I made like $1,000 a month. I don't think I see off of that laundry facility that I didn't do anything to. I didn't have to do anything for it. It just self ran. So that was a good thing for me.
Nice. So $1,000 a month in your sleep.
Right.
All right. So I think that's another point that people leave out. Like, there's other ways to make money within the property Just
Yeah,
have to, like you said, be creative.
yeah.
And
Soda
honestly,
machines. You can put
vending
soda machines, but
machines.
yeah, vending machines. You can do that. There's all kind of things you can do.
So one thing I think also points out that you said about yourself is that you're also a licensed contractor. So I get calls from people all the time saying they want to invest in real estate is something they want to do, but they're not considering how big and large of a task it is from a contractor standpoint. So I just want you to kind of shed light on that to people who say, "Oh, I want to get into investing in real estate, or I want to buy uh, these type of properties," but they're not a contractor. They're just a regular person wanting to get into this. What would you say to them?
Well, I would say honestly that you need to learn this contracting business. Like take some classes or just study, get some books, go to Google, whatever, and just talk to different contractors and ask questions. Go on other people's jobs, go on contractor jobs, and just look at their work and ask them questions and figure this out, figure it out. Because what's going to happen is that uh um you need to be educated on what's going on your property, right? So if I say for instance, AC guy, if the AC guy comes and tell you, you have a 1,200 square foot home that you about to renovate, he tell you, oh yeah, I'm gonna put a 4-ton unit in your house, and it's gonna cost say $15,000. And you're like, okay, if you don't know that you don't need a 4-ton unit, then you about to overkill for no reason. Because if you get your education, you learn that hey, every 500 to 600 square feet is for 1 ton. Then you'll be in a better position that you'll know that hey, all I need is a 2-ton unit. So why are you trying to charge me for a 4-ton? And different things like that. You just learn about electrical, you learn about plumbing, you learn about the building construction part of it. You learn about how it should look when it how the tape and float, and how the floors should look once they lay the floors, and just different things like that. You want to educate yourself because you don't want to be up in there just letting people, contractors, just get over on you and just do anything and give you any kind of work. You want quality work. So if you know what you're talking about and you have some kind of idea there, basically you'll hold the contractor more accountable, and they're gonna give you a better job. Sometimes they don't, then you gotta go back and forth with them about that. So
That's good advice because, and two, if you can do a lot of the work yourself, it saves you a lot of money.
well, okay, so that's a good point you're making. It could save you money, but it's not gonna save you time. So what's gonna be more important, your money or your time? So to me, financial freedom and what's the word everybody likes to use for the family building generational wealth. To me,
Well, yeah.
yeah, to me is basically having my time to do what I want to do, go coach kids, go be with my kids, travel, whatever I want to do. So that's, to me, I'd rather have my time than for me to do it myself and have to be there, because I can't go look at nothing else. I can't go do nothing else. So I'd rather have that opposed to uh me going to do it myself. Not here and there. If you got time, you want to get down and dirty, you can, but it just depends.
Yeah. So tell me an example when it came in handy for you
What's that?
being a contractor.
Oh, actually, it just happened last week at my own house, in my personal house. I'm getting a Generac generator installed for the hurricanes at my home, and the electrician and the plumber, they came out, and they looking at the box and saying, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. And I hear them adding up numbers and saying different things. So I basically threw out a couple of terminology that only electricians don't know. And when I did that, just kind of give them a hint like, hey, look, I'm an electrician too, so don't try to get over on me. So I did. I told him, certain things, and he knew I was an electrician, and he told me that the materials will cost about $5,500. And so I scratched my head like $5,500. Interesting, because I could do a whole panel job for under that. I can do a whole house I could wire a whole house for, under that. So I'm like, that's a lot. But I didn't tell him anything. He just wrote down all the materials that I would need. And so he didn't know I was gonna do this. I went to the supply house. I got the material. The material was only $1,300, which I knew it was gonna cost $5,500. I brought it back to him and I gave him the receipt when I gave it back to him, basically saying like, you're not about to get over on me. Here you go. And so he did the job and he just like, wow, you saved a lot of money. I'm not crazy. I know it's gonna cost $5,500. So you want to know these things because honestly, they have people try to get over on you. They're gonna try to add a lot of tax on it, and so you just have to be mindful of that.
Yes, that's big. That's big. And when they call us realtors, I don't know how much that stuff's supposed to cost.
Right. Because you got to think, 5,500 and 1,600. That's what, like $4,000 difference,
Right.
So, yeah.
Yes. So that's a big saving.
Yes.
Yes. So tell me this. How much did you initially go in for this apartment complex?
What do you mean?
The sales price, the initial sales price that you went in at.
The first one, the 33 unit?
Yes.
So honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get it. So it was for like 700 and I think say 750 or something like that. So I had to put 25% down. And honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get it until I didn't think I would get it at the closing table. We was at the closing table, and I still didn't believe that this would let me have this apartment complex for 25%. And it was generate income already. And I closed and they gave me the keys, and I believed that I really got it. And so that was my initial investment of it. I don't know, 25% of 700, I'll tell you. But
well, and that's what I want everyone to expect. I know they see these advertisements and these people who say that you can invest in real estate and get these major properties with no money at all, and you gotta have some skin in the game.
Yeah, it was 187 that I had to put down, 187 plus closing costs. So we can't forget that part, which I kind of negotiated that portion with the seller. He paid a good portion of it, and I paid the rest of it. So yeah, I had a skin in the game. So I was ready to recruit my money back. But again, I saw where I could get some more rent. So I redid all the floors, cabinets, tubs, and raised my rents up. So I get a better return. And it stayed fully occupied. And then 1 year later, I put it on the market.
So a year later, it was back on the market. And what did you put it on the market for?
That property I listed for 1.3, but I wound up selling for 1.1. So that's right now. I wish I kept it. I wish I kept that property because again, it was a 33 unit apartment complex for that price, and you can't find it nowhere right now. You would never find that price like that. And that's just one of those things that when we talk about wins and losses in real estate. I never lost, but that's a loss for me because even though I made money off it, I could have made a lot more had I just held on to it. So that was I guess a loss and a learning lesson for me, but I didn't lose, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you definitely didn't lose. You gained about at least $500,000.
Yeah, it was a good gain. And then but again, like I said, I could have
kept
right
it.
now. Yeah, a 33 unit apartment complex right now in today's market, you're gonna at least about $2.5-3 million.
And it doesn't exist on the market.
Right. So that's why I'm like,
yeah,
it would have been perfect.
And even for 1.1 fully renovated with a laundry, we don't have that either. We don't have it.
Absolutely.
But you did come out still winning in the end. So even though you had skin in the game on the back end, you were able to gain that back.
Yeah. Then you have to go put that money that you capital gain. You have to go put that somewhere so you don't get taxed on that. So it's a lot of games that you have to play. It's good. You have to have a great accountant too. So that's one thing in this
I'm glad
business. You
you
got to,
mentioned
yeah,
that.
because you have to go put that money somewhere else.
I'm
That's
glad
just
you mentioned that. The accountant, the CPA, that's when they come in handy, because when you're at that closing, you'll receive a tax form, and the money, the proceeds you're making for that sale are reported.
right.
So you want to make sure that within that same year, you're reinvesting that money and keeping it going so you can avoid those capital gains taxes.
Right. And if you ever notice, like a lot of developers or real estate people, uh, they always have either a Range Rover or G Wagons and stuff like that. Because of the weight of the truck, they get it as a tax write off. And so if the truck costs $150,000, they get to write that whole 150 off. Uh, but on top of that, they can write the whole 150 off, but they don't have to put up the 150 at the car dealership. They just pay the note. You know, you may not have to put nothing down. You just pay a note, but you get the credit for the whole 150. So it's a lot of games in this that you have to learn. You know.
Definitely, because then easy come, easy go. And also it's hard work in the meantime.
Yeah.
And so that's another reason why I think these just talks are so important, because people don't like to share gems. And before social media became what it was, they will always say like, oh, the game is to be sold, not told. And even now you'll go to these seminars or classes and they might give you little gems, but they're not going to really tell you what
Right.
you,
They want you to come back. They
they
want you
want
to
you
buy
to
their
come
product.
back. Yes, they want you to spend money. And I mean, I get that. And I love my people. That's one of the reasons I came home. And once I learned about real estate and how it works and how it helps people, I want to share it with others. And
Right.
I appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So one last thing before we break up off this podcast, and we are streaming live on Facebook. If anyone would like to ask a question or leave a comment, feel free. But I lastly want to ask you, Corey, just now with the state of real estate, how's it going for you? So I know you've sold that 33 unit apartments. What are you working on now, and what do you see? Where do you see real estate going?
Well, honestly, real estate is always a safe place to have your money. Like I hear people say, "Oh, recession, they have this, they that." I don't want, just invest in that. But your money's always in the dirt. If I go buy this property over there, my money is right there in the dirt. I can see it's real. That's why it's called real estate. It's real, so I can actually physically see it. So right now, I have a 12 unit that I have on the market that's under contract to be sold. I have two single family homes that I'm developing, renovating right now. I have a fiveplex that I'm renovating right now, and I have a duplex and a nineplex that's going through the process to get the banking funding and get under renovations. So that's what I have going on. But I have a lot of other projects, property and dirt, land, and homes that I need to renovate and get on the market and stuff like that. But I'm those waiting until I finish these because I don't want to stretch myself out there and try to renovate all these things at one time and then we're not getting nothing done. So once we get these taken care of, then we'll start on those, which will probably be the beginning of next year. We'll get on everything else, but right now that's all we have go. That's all I'm doing right now. Everything else will probably get done next year.
Well, it sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot, but it's not. So as long as you keep it manageable, you're all right.
Right. Well, I'm proud of you and I'm thankful that you came on today. And I'm looking forward to hearing you share more about real estate and from your real life perspective Saturday. So I want to invite everyone to come out this upcoming Saturday, 1 to 3. The link to sign up is in my bio or on my post on Facebook. It is a limited space. So please RSVP. We have tons of information to share with you. And we'll have 2 hours to do it, so more time with you. And we'll also have food and snacks. I also want to encourage everyone to download my app, New Orleans Home Search app. If you're looking on these other apps at listings, most of the time you're receiving inaccurate information. Download New Orleans Home Search app and get accurate information on listings in Louisiana. So thank you guys. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And look forward to Saturday.
See y'all Saturday.